Back to the online classes of science. This is your name. Is back again with the reflection of light continuation. We are going to learn about the periscope, how we are going to prepare the periscope. So what we are going to do first, we are just going to collect some materials to make the periscope. Empty, first we'll take one agarbatti box. We'll get na incense stick box. Empty agarbatti box we will take. First of all, what is our aim? What is our aim? To prepare the periscope, isn't it? To prepare periscope. Now, what are these? These are nothing but the apparatus. What are the apparatus? Empty agarbatti box. Yes, we will take two mirror strips. So what we are going to do, we are just going to collect the apparatus, that is nothing but your agarbatti, empty agarbatti box, two mirror strips, scale, pencil, blade, matchbox, candle, glue. Okay, then what we are going to do, we are going to simply take the, we will just going to pack both the sides of the agarbatti box. Okay, close both the ends of the agarbatti box. Then draw a square at both the ends. At the end, simply think this is your agarbatti box. Okay, at both the ends, you just draw a square like this. You should get a square size. Okay, then simply what you have to do, you have to draw a diagonal to these squares. What you'll do, you'll draw a diagonal like this. You will just draw a diagonal to the squares, then slit the diagonals with the blade. Simply cut the triangle small. You have to just make a small cut in the diagonals with the blade. Okay, the slit should be the size of the mirror strips. Whatever mirror strips you are using, it should be of that size. So next what we are going to do, we are just going to fix the mirror strips in that slits. Then take care to see that these strips are parallel to each other, reflecting the surface facing each other. So the mirrors should be placed in such a way that both the mirrors are in parallel to each other and they should face each other. If the fixed mirrors must be fixed firmly with the help of any molten wax, that is you have obtained from the candle, or even you can use a glue or fevicol. Then we have to cut a window from the sides of the narrow sides of the box, which should open directly on the reflecting strips. Periscope is ready now. Now we will see what is the observation. What is our observation? We can observe that the whatever is at present at the either side also can be seen from the periscope. Okay, for example, if you place this periscope in front of your window, you can even hide and see that what is happening outside the window. So things on the other side can also be seen from this periscope. For example, if you hide behind a tree, you can easily see what is happening on the other side of the tree with the help of this periscope. So what did we learn? We have learned that hence what will be the result. Hence we have learned to prepare a periscope. This will be your result. Children, you did not get a doubt like why the mirror should be kept parallel only, why the mirror should be placed parallel in the periscope. In a periscope, the incident ray from the second mirror is reflected to the reflected ray of the first mirror. That is, if you place the mirrors parallel like this, if the mirrors are placed parallel, whatever an incident ray is falling here and the reflected ray is coming out. So whatever the reflected ray is coming out, it is falling on the on the another second mirror, and this is nothing but now when it fall on the another mirror, now this reflected ray becomes here incident ray. Understood? So when these two mirrors are parallel to each other, only then the rays lie in the same plane and can pass through the windows of the periscope. If these mirrors make some angle with each other, then the reflected ray of the first mirror may not reach to or been reflected ray of the second mirror may not pass through the window of the periscope. Here those which are available here, whatever rays are falling, we cannot see through these windows. Okay, so when we keep the strips parallel to each other, then only the rays will be, incident rays will fall here and that will be reflected here, and these reflected rays are visible to the windows. Okay, or else we cannot find the anything which is visible to us. In both cases we cannot see the objects. with the periscope. So windows, these strips are to be kept parallel compulsory. So now we will learn about the multiple images. So for this, what we'll do, we'll take two plane mirrors. Simply we'll take two plane mirrors, and we will just join them with a cellulose tape. Okay, simply we'll take two mirrors and join it. And what we will do, fold the mirror through the certain angles and place an object between them. We see the multiple images of this object. What we are going to do, we are just going to count the number of images after changing the angle between the mirrors. If we change the angle, we will find the different images. Suppose if you change the angle at 90 degrees, you will find images. If you find at 120 degrees, you will find some images. So like this, if you change the angles, you will find different images, number of images. To find this number of images, we have even one formula for it, that is 360 by, that is 360 degrees by n minus 1. So this here n is nothing but the angle whatever we are using. For example, if we are taking 90 degrees, then we will place it here, n is equal to 90 degrees. Then 360 by 90 minus 1, which is equal to, we will get 2. That means when we place the angle, the mirrors at the 90 degrees, angle of 90 degrees, if we place any object at the 90 degrees, you are going to find two images. Similarly, if you are changing the angle, you are changing at 120 degrees, then 360 by 120 minus 1, which is equal to how many you will get here. Sorry children, small mathematical corrections you need to do. That is 360 by 90 minus 1, you will get 3 images, whereas at 120 degrees you will get 2 images. Similarly as well, you change the angle, similar, you simply just keep the substitute the value in this and you multiply it. Similarly, if you are taking 45 degrees, you just need to substitute n is equal to 45 and just substitute and subtract the value. You will get the whatever value you will get here, that many images will be available, visible in the mirrors. Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope is another instrument that we can see the different images, n number of images can be seen in this. Simply what we are going to do, we are just going to take three strips of mirror strips, and simply we are going to join it. Okay, simply we are going to join it like this. See this picture children, simply you have to fold these three mirrors like this and just keep a rubber band, and then after that paste it. You can use even Fevicol or something to paste it, and then to tighten it just keep a rubber band, and to the one side you just close it with one end of the tube with the translucent paper, and other in that you just keep the to the translucent paper you just keep a small hole, and to the other side you just keep one mirror. Okay, small mirror, and in that you just fill up this kaleidoscope with few of the bangle pieces, small bangle pieces, and then you just simply watch from this hole. Okay, what you will see, that different so many n number of images are seen, so many images are seen in the mirror. Why? Because of the, you can see the three sides is completely made up of mirror, the other last closing end is also kept with closed with the mirror. Hence everything, the images are all reflected in that inside the kaleidoscope, and n number of images can be seen. Next we will learn about the mirrors, spherical mirrors. As I said, spherical mirrors are again of two types, concave and convex mirrors, isn't it? Concave and convex mirrors. Have you ever observed the images in your rear view bike mirrors? When you see in the bike mirrors, you see that the objects are visible, closer to you. Whereas they are very far, but still you see that they are very close. And you see that simply the objects are coming very closer to you. They appear to be very small in size, isn't it? So that is because of the convex mirror. That is because of the convex mirror. The objects appear to be small in the convex mirror. They appear to be very small in the convex mirror. And in the concave mirror, they appear to be large. Okay. The convex mirror means See, this is a spherical mirror. What we are going to do, we are just going to divide it. So this end, so the end, suppose your light is falling here. Okay, light is falling here. So this end will be called as convex mirror. If the light is falling in the inside means it is called as concave mirror. Suppose you are taking, see, we are taking separately. This is your light is falling inside. Okay, inside it is falling. So this is your shaded area. Here your light is not falling. Okay, this is your shaded area. A light is falling inside. So this is called as concave mirror. You can simply remember it is appearing as a cave. So you can say it is a concave mirror. And this mirror, you can see the light is falling here on this side. Okay, and this is your shaded area. There is no light here. So this is nothing but outer side it is falling. So it is called as convex mirror. Okay, few of the examples, that is nothing but see, already I said concave is appearing to be large size of images will be visible in concave mirror, and convex mirror you can see the small size, isn't it? So I said example we can see with the mirror of the vehicles, isn't it? Outer side of the spoon. See, suppose you take a spoon and you see your face in it, you will see that the inner side of the spoon, you can see that your face appears to be invert, reverse, ulta. Whereas the outer side you can see your face very clearly in the steel plates of your this also in steel plates, steel spoons, etc. Okay, why does this happen? So for that we need to learn further uh, about the spherical mirrors. So what we'll do, we'll see the image formation in the spherical mirrors, how the image formation is taking place. What we'll do, we'll take one convex mirror, we'll take one concave mirror. We'll place that mirror in a V-shaped stand as shown in the figure. We'll place that in the V-shaped stand. Now what we'll do, we'll just lit a candle and place in front of these two mirrors. What we will see, adjust the position of the candle in such a way that they form a clear image in the mirrors. So observe the size of the candles now. When you see a concave mirror, then you place a light candle in front of it, place a thick white paper also, okay, or you just place a simply, you can place a mirror, or you can even see the screen also you can keep. So what is happening, place a thick white paper on or white drawing sheet behind the candle. This acts as a screen now. Okay, adjust the distance between the candle and the mirror and screen and the mirror by moving them either forward or backward till we find an image on the screen. Repeat this activity using the concave mirror as well as the concave mirror. The image that can be obtained on the screen is called as real images. The images which are seen on the screen, image which is formed on the screen, which are images which are visible on the screen, are called as real images. Okay, they are called as real images. And the images which are not visible on the screen are called as virtual images. Which are not visible are called as the virtual images. So these two things you have to always remember. Important point here is this is very important, and you have to see that the images which are visible on the screen are called as the real images, and the images which are not visible on the screen are called as the virtual images. Concave mirrors usually they form the virtual images, and convex they form the real images. And concave, there is one more thing, that they form the inverted. They form the inverted. Suppose this is the flame of your candle. You can see that when you are placing this in front of your concave mirror, you can see that the images formed here is ulta, like this. This will be your candle. Okay, the image formed will be reverse. When we go to a dentist, they use the convex mirror because the image whatever they want to see, it will appear in big size, isn't it? So now sometimes your face, when you stand in front of the mirror, sometimes your face appears to be small, sometimes your face appears to be big, isn't it? Why that is happening? Why there is the difference between the images that you see in the mirror? That is because of the reflection. Reflection from a smooth surface like that of a mirror is called as the regular reflection. The reflection which is falling on the smoothly. Okay, this is the surface. Smoothly it is falling means smoothly it will get reflected. Isn't it? Smoothly they are getting reflected. So it's nothing but there is a regular reflection. It will form a very clear image. So there it is forming a very clear image on the screen. Reflection from the rough surface. Suppose the surface is rough. Okay, then this is called as irregular reflection. So the reflections which we see on the rough surfaces, suppose the surface is rough like this and the reflection is light is falling like this, then you can see that the rays which are coming out are different. Okay, so the image form is also not clear. It is not clear image. For example, you can see the water if flowing, if you see this in a plane mirror, you can find it, right? Plane mirror, smooth images are seen, whereas if you see the water is flowing, okay, water is flowing, and you see a tree or a sun here, how the image will be like this, somewhere like this, ulta pulta, isn't it? So that is the example of irregular reflection. So I hope with this you have understood the lesson reflection of light, and I request you all to go through the video once again to just understand the whole lesson at a time. Just try to revise the whole lesson parts, all the parts of reflection of light, and try to understand the topic. Till then, wait for the next video, and thank you for watching.